Hey there, lads and lasses. There we go. This here is Thunderhead64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Sunday afternoon. It is a little bit past 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that can only mean that it's time for Kaachee Time. So let me get Kaachee on the Discord. Enable that, and then let me come on here, and we will unmute myself, and then we will unmute Kaachee. Hey there, son. There, okay, he can hear us. All right, so son, what are we going to be doing today on Kaachee Time?
Just drawing my comic book characters.
All right, so let's switch over, and this is cool. I love these streams. So let's get your display over here. Let me see. I'm just going to do Kaachee's screen. There it is.
Dude, you mind if I close your door? Because I can, like, hear you twice.
Yeah, I know. I've got to do that, too. So you just stay there. I'll close it.
All right.
Okay, and I am back, and we are ready to go. Okay, so we just lost your display somewhere.
What?
Plus, I think you might be on your webcam mic. You might be. Okay, your display's back.
Okay. Hello? Is this better, or is it still bad?
It sounds okay now. I'm not getting the reverb from the room, so I think you're on your good mic now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, son. So why don't you tell us what's going down here?
I don't know. I just got bored, so I'm like, hey, you know the Queen 2 album looks so cool. I'm just gonna redraw that. It's literally the entire context of this entire drawing.
Excellent. All right.
But
So
yeah.
yes, I do remember the Queen 2 album cover with the 4 of them arranged like that. That's a really cool idea, son. All right. So this is for the comic book that you're working on, right? Your original artwork from that comic.
Oh yeah. I'm just drawing on this. Yeah, I'm too lazy to ink it, so I'm just going over. I'm just cleaning up the sketch. That's literally it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I just realized I drew all of that on the. All of this I just drew on the coloring layer. Okay. Yo, I could just copy this onto a different. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Right, and then just clear it off of one, and then leave the other remaining. Right. Okay. So, what can you tell us about these characters?
Okay. Let me just finish this and then I'll explain.
All right.
There. Okay, that works. Okay, so the guy here is Jack. He's the main character. So he's the first guy you see in the comic.
Okay.
Gregor is here. He's the second guy. He's like, I don't know if he's the group leader, but he's like, okay, if you watch JoJo's Part 3, he's kind of like Joseph in that aspect of where he plays like a supportive role and like he guides the group.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start comparing this to JoJo's. So if you watch Part 3, Jack is more like Jotaro, where he isn't really the team leader, but he just like most of the events occur around him.
Right.
Barney is more like Polnareff. He's like gets made fun of all the time. I'd say Adrian is more like Kakyoin, and Gregor is like Joseph.
All right.
And there is a fifth character that I'm working on. I'm deciding on who it should be because I have another character, and I want to make them like the Avdol role, but I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna add like an Iggy because I feel like that's just like way too much of a ripoff. I might also just keep 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. So highly influenced by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3.
Yeah, that was so good. When I first watched that just was so good that I had to do something based off of that.
Yeah, I also really love Part 3.
Yeah, on my anime list, it's only rated it's like the second like lowest rated JoJo part. It's like 500 something. It's lower rated than Part 2, which I find crazy. Like Part 2 is good, but like, dude, it is not like
No, Part 3
better
is
than
it.
Part 3.
Part 3 just has the camaraderie in it and stuff, and the nostalgia, and yeah, it's just Part 3 is spectacular. It really is. I mean, the other JoJo parts are good too, even though like 1 is a little tough to get through. Part 1, but
oh yeah, 1 is like the worstly rated in all the JoJo mangas, which makes sense. I mean, yeah, not to hate on Part 1, but it's just not as good as the other.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like I've told you in the past, I was trying to get into JoJo. I watched the first several episodes of Part 1 way back when it was on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Trying to get into it, and I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And then your cousin Liam and his friends were in it. Your cousin Soko Cat and his friends were in it, and into it. And I tried to watch it again just for that. And I still couldn't quite get into it. And then when you got into it, I made a couple of more attempts. And once you assured me, once you get past Part 1, that's where things start to pick up. So I just forced myself to plow through Part 1. And you're right. By the time I got to Part 3 just blew me away. It really did.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. To this day, if you go to my anime list and go to top of mangas, Steel Ball Run is number 2. Like it's been like that for like I think ever since Steel Ball Run ended. That's how good JoJo Steel Ball Run is.
Wow.
It's like right below Berserk. It's crazy. Like, oh my god. Yeah, everyone says that's like Araki's magnum opus. Like, dude,
Really?
It probably is. I don't know. I'd have to read. I haven't read most. I've read like a little bit of Part 7 because I have all the Taiwanese versions. Since when we go to Taiwan, that's where I get all my manga. So most of
That's
it's
right.
in Chinese. So I can't really read it, but I'm gonna try. I'm getting
I
better
think
at
you could
Chinese,
read
so.
more of that with really only a little bit more effort, son. Because honestly, like my literacy level in Chinese is lower than yours, and I can read a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, I can deduce a lot of stuff there. So I think, if you tried a little bit more, that you could read a lot more than you think you can. Because if I can read
Yeah.
that much, then you should be able to read more than me, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Part 7 is apparently gonna release May sometime next year. I think May 26th is when it's gonna release. So
Wow.
that's why I'm like, yeah, but you need to finish you need to finish Part 4 through 6 like now.
Yeah, I'm trudging through Part 4. Part 4 is getting a
Yeah,
little
Part
bit better
4
for me, but
Yeah, Part 4 is really hard. It's like mid at the beginning, then it starts getting good when Kira gets introduced, but then there's more filler, and then at the end it's like really good.
yeah, you and Gugu were
So-
saying, you and your older brother Biggie were saying that the end of Part 4 is really good. So
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's better than Part 3, but it's like really close.
okay, and the good thing about Part 4 is there's not as many episodes as there were in Part 3. Part 3, oh my
Yeah,
god.
the manga is longer. It's just there's not as much like there isn't as many stand fights, so it doesn't have to take that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why I'm thinking but like Casual is saying that like Part 7 is gonna be like 60 something episodes. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Wow.
So, because Part 7, it might not be like as long in chapters, but in pages, it's so much longer. Yeah, I'm just thinking on how they're gonna adapt JoJolion, because that's like super long. I don't know if it's long because it just took Araki a long time to draw it, or it's actually just long. I'm not sure. Because it took like Araki like 10 years or something to write part 8. I forgot. It's something like that.
Yeah, Google says Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, has 39 episodes, which is still a lot. Whew.
Yeah.
But Part... Stardust Crusaders had 48, so actually they're about the same, really.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the smartest thing Araki did in JoJo's was the naming scheme with music. Like that is so freaking smart. Man.
That is
like he's
brilliant.
done better. He's done smart things, but like, dude, I think that's the coolest thing he's done.
That is brilliant, right?
Like I think that really helps for like someone like me or you, where we listen to music a lot. So that's just like huge, like I don't know what the word is, but like mind exploding idea, because it's just like you get so many things you could think of now. Yeah, but he didn't really do that many things in part 1 through 3. He didn't do that many naming things, but like later on he does a lot. I mean, there's still some like Speedwagon, REO Speedwagon is just like REO Speedwagon, so like some are like actual references, but it's not as much as like the later parts, especially like part 5 and 6, where it's like every stand is like some music reference.
Yeah, and it pulls in people like me because Araki's only 4 years younger than I am. Oh, no, wait. No,
No,
he's
he's
4
older than
years
you.
older than me. He's 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
And so his music references, a lot of them are the same as mine. We're from the same era of music. And so
Yeah.
Kachi will do these things in the car where he'll just like name off all the stands, and I'll tell him all the bands and their songs that they come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows like every single one, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but it hooks in, older generation people like myself because it spans so many generations that it's going to grab, each of us along the way somewhere. Somebody's music is going to be represented in there, right? So,
Yeah. Like, but you think that's crazy that I just find it crazy that some people like waited so long for the anime adaptation for JoJo's. Because think about it, it came out 2015, and like JoJo's is older than like a lot of shonen anime, Like, for example, One Piece started like halfway through part 5. Like that's how old freaking JoJo's is. So, yeah, JoJo's is old, man. It's so old.
yeah, he started that a long time ago, man.
Like, imagine being a part 1 fan and like having waiting, like being there since day 1. That must be crazy, man.
Yeah, and you and I were just mentioning, I think it was last night, was yesterday, just how far JoJo evolved, even from part 4, which
Yeah.
I'm looking at now, which I'm watching now, from part 1 to part 4 is just, it's insanely different, right?
Yeah, like it goes from like two British boys to like this random Japanese kid in like Japan trying to solve a murder case. Like what?
In his
Like,
town, in his little town.
Yeah. Just like completely different. So cool, man.
Then in part 2, you had ancient New World. I'm not sure if it's quite Aztec or Mayan. I think it's Mayan.
No,
right?
it's Aztec. No,
It's Aztec. Okay, Aztec magical magical
God.
instruments and stuff with gods and mythology and stuff, and all this cosmological stuff, and then that carrying over into the quest into Egypt with the vampire Dio, and then the introduction of the stands was in part 3.
Yeah.
Right. Well, technically part 2, right? The stands.
No, it was part 3.
Part 3 is when they first mentioned it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then from part
That
3
one
to
kind of
part
gets
4,
abandoned. Yeah, Hemon kind of gets abandoned in part 3. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets used like once or twice, but like part 4, I don't think it ever gets used. I think Hemon has potential. It just isn't as good as stands. Like stands are such a smart idea, man.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. So, but I'll tell you this: when you get to part 7, Hamon does like in its own way gets revived. It's not exactly Hamon, but it kind of does. So you'll have to wait till you get to part 7.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's hating on the part 7 trailer. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like not bad. Like it's just like sure it could have been better, but like it's not like terrible like people are saying.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm surprised I haven't taken like the 3 to 5 minutes to actually watch it yet. So that's dumb. I gotta watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's just my only concern is that like, you'll just be really confused on what's happening because it just doesn't
Yeah,
make
but that's
sense.
okay. That's okay. It's all right to be confused about stuff like that because just as long as there's no like super obliterating spoilers in it or anything, then.
Yeah, no, it's just like I think it's that different. Like part 7, like it's like way different. Like you'll be like, why? You'll just be questioning so much. That's why that my only like it's not like from like part 1 to 4. Like yeah, you can kind of see it, but like from part 6 to 7, like dude, it's completely different, and you won't understand it. And it like you'd have to watch part 6 to understand why everything's like this in part 7. So I'm just saying, it's gonna be really weird. They're gonna have a lot of questions that I cannot answer.
Hey, by the way, Guga Biggity is gonna call tonight.
Okay.
Right, and he's gonna try to call before your bedtime. So
All right.
just leave yourself a little time. Expect
Oh,
for us to be putting in a big call to him up there in Seattle.
Yeah, I gotta do IXL today. I forgot about that. I'll have to do that then after
Yeah.
stream.
Right. We do need you to practice that too.
I just like it's English, man. I freaking hate reading so much, but it's not as bad as the last one. Where I have to read like a whole passage from a story, and it's like, yeah, the math for the practice for the. By the way, I'm doing IXL because I need to study for the PSAT.
That's right.
So, yeah, the math is like really easy right now. It's literally just like really simple algebra, so it's just like really quick. But like English is just, it's not hard. It's just like takes a long time because you have to read all of it, process it, and then answer it. So it's just
Yep.
I don't get English people, man.
Well, it's one of 3 languages you've studied, right? 2 which you need to master. So.
Yeah, at least Mandarin is like pretty easy right now. Because I know most. The only problem I'm having is just like the only problem I'm having in Mandarin right now is just like mostly just like reading and writing. Because like my speaking is way beyond Mandarin 2. It's just like my reading and writing is at Mandarin 2. So that's my only problem. Like I could probably be in like Mandarin 3. It's just like my speaking is better than my English and better than my reading and writing.
Yeah, of course. It's because of your usage, right? So.
Yeah, because Tez, he's in Mandarin 1 right now, even though his speaking is way beyond mine. It's just like he's never written or read like any Chinese, so that's why he's in Mandarin 1.
Hey, I'd just like to pause for a moment and welcome on in a fellow buffoon, one of the prime buffoons himself, Supernova Relic. Hey, Nova. Welcome in. How you doing over there across the pond? Kaachee's just doing a little artwork on Clip Studio Paint today.
Yeah. Now, I like how I can just shade only using black and then blending it. That's just so easy on this right now.
Oh yeah.
It gets the effect I want.
Yeah, you can just lay down a smear of black, right? And then just use the blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, to blend it out.
And it just looks like look at Jack here. Like, dude, that just shading just looks so good. I only use black. Like, I just use gray and white and then black. That's it.
Nice. Yeah, having come up from physically drawing on paper with, mostly pencil and ink on vellum and stuff like that, and then switching over to digital, it was really, really hard for me to make the switch to digital, and I still struggle with it quite a bit, but digital is just so much better. Oh my God, it's so much better in every way. I think it is anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see. Nova is saying very well. Week off work, so some R&R this week. Nice. If anybody deserves that, sir, definitely yourself. And this looks super good, Kaachee.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kaachee's been doing this for a while, and if you can't tell, Nova, let's see, because I know you're coming in. I don't know how long you've been lurking in the chat, but what album cover does that remind you of? Especially if there were one more character up above, which Kaachee might put in the
sketch. Yeah.
Yeah, and suppose the background were not white; it were black.
Oh, man.
What album cover does that remind you of? Because Kaachee's definitely referencing this to that album cover.
It was crazy. Or I showed Orca and Casual this, and they had no idea at all. And it's
Well,
like, I guess, but like, I feel like you've had to at least seen it. They've never seen this before, and I'm like, never at least once. Like, no.
well, this wasn't, especially in today's musical lexicon of what's popular with this band. This album isn't that popular for them, which is
Yeah, but the music video, doesn't it have this pose in the beginning of the music video?
yes, but that music video is for a song on an album
That isn't
that's
on the
after
album.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I feel like they would know at least the pose, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that band," but they don't even know that it was that band. They're like, "Oh, that's that band." They had no idea.
No,
So
it is not Revolver from the Beatles, Nova. But I will give you a hint. It's their second album. So the second album is the band name with just the Roman numeral 2. That should be a dead giveaway. There's 4 members in the band. So Beatles would be a good guess because there's 4 members.
Yeah.
Let me see. So there's, let me see, a guitar and piano and a little bit. That's the lead singer. Then there's the guitar player and vocals, who's probably the main composer, although he does share that with the other members. Then there's bass with some vocals and drums and vocals. Known very well for their super extravagant harmonies.
Yeah.
But this is an old album. This is an old album, which is why Nova and I should know this.
Yeah, but like, if you watch JoJo's, dude, this band gets referenced all the time.
Oh yeah. So the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Araki, is a big fan of
Loves
this
this band. Yeah. Oh my
And
god.
this album was actually from 1974. So I was 10 years old when this album was released. But I thought it was a little bit earlier in the 70s. I thought it was around like 71 or 72. But yeah, it was a little bit later than I thought. It was 1974. So.
Yeah, I'll open the other Clip Studio Paint file. Yeah, I drew this earlier because I got
Oh yeah, I
bored.
saw you working on this one. Yeah, a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have played Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, but this is literally the scene of just Snake walking down, or Big Boss, I guess, walking down the hallway, and it's just that, but replaced with like Saboteur from DVN.
Is it Queen? Yes. So it's the album cover
Yeah, it's
from
Queen.
Queen 2.
Yeah. Dude, this album cover here, I'll show you the reference because I have it in the background.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, this is the most aura from like this is one of the most auraful like album covers ever, bro.
It is super cool. Yeah. So Kaachee's using that album as his reference.
Yeah, like I know Araki bases some of his poses and like when he does like chapter covers, I know he sometimes bases that off of like what is those called? Like fashion designers, like when they pose, he bases it off of that.
Yeah, you can tell because even in the anime, sometimes I see the poses and I'm like, my God, why is he striking that weird pose? Right? Like, why does Jotaro stand like that and everything? But then, when you get the references, you can understand. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot. Like if you just like I like keep on getting these shorts where they compare it and it's like oh my god, there's so many. Like every part except part 1. But like every part, man. I forgot to fill in his goggles.
So Nova says that this is amazing and you've blown his mind.
Thanks. Yeah, I might make this like I don't know. Maybe this is pushing it because I already have a Queen reference for like because I'm also doing the Iraqi thing where sometimes I'm gonna base certain things off of music. So the taken from the same album, by the way, I'm gonna base the landmarks. Like, there's gonna be some landmarks. One of them is gonna be the Seven Seas of Rye, which is a song off of this album.
Certainly is.
So maybe for that, yeah, maybe if I have a chapter named the Seven Seas of Rye, I'm just gonna make it this. Make this the chapter cover. Yeah, but I do like the idea you gave me, Bo, where it's like maybe each part of the story has a name of the band, and then just like each of those like enemies have that name, like have like songs from that band.
I think
Like,
Seven
I
Seas
think-
of Rye is my favorite song off of that album. Yeah.
Yeah, I think not bad. I think Soundgarden would be a cool one, since you could probably name a place Soundgarden, because that's like a good
Oh yeah.
thing to name a place. And then just like all the stand users, or not stand, I guess like people with powers have like a Soundgarden based power.
Yeah, because Soundgarden, you and I were saying that in the car the other day. You know, their song titles just make excellent stands, or so you call them distortions, right?
Yeah,
Like, just-
Black Hole Sun
yeah,
would be
just-
like such a cool.
Yeah, Black Hole Sun, Super Unknown. You know, I mean, they're just so cool. They're just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about giving one of my characters Rusty Cage, but I think I'm gonna save that for that.
Yeah,
specifically.
Rusty Cage is awesome. Outshined is
Yeah, Outside would be cool, yeah. Yeah, so right now I have the Prisoner. So Jack, with his distorted form, he has the Prisoner. In the back, Gregor is gonna have The Real Me by Who, or The Who. The character isn't in this drawing. He's an enemy he's an enemy user. Or he's an enemy. I'm just gonna say enemy. He's an enemy with the song The Red Baron, which is a song by Sabton. And we're more a new band, but they had this sick song about the Red Baron, and I'm just like, dude, I'll be sick.
how's Sabton spelled, son?
Oh, I think I sang it wrong. It's Sabaton. Sabaton.
Oh, Sabaton. Yeah. All right, I
Yeah.
know them now. But there's a reference if anybody wants to check it out.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like the Red Baron song from Sabaton. I can hear the influence of Uriah Heep's Easy Livin' and that. And so
Yeah, I
played-
remember you showed me. Yeah, it was just like the exact same thing, almost. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
So Kaachee was playing Sabaton's Red Baron for me, and I heard that, and I'm like, oh, I know where they got that from. I know what they're influenced by. Really? I said, yeah. Have a little listen to some Uriah Heep, Easy Livin'. So I played that for him, and it's like, oh yeah, I could see they got that directly from there. Yeah. That's one of the cool things about being old, is you can make like those connections and stuff. You just hear so much stuff over a long period of time, and then you start hearing who influences who after a little while. So
Probably gonna give a little. It'll be a long time by The Offspring to Adrian, because it's like, I think it would just be ironic, since his power is about like being fast, but like it'll be a long time. I think that would just be funny, so that's what I'm gonna do.
yeah, I love that song. I love the tempo change. I
Yeah.
love how they pull off the tempo change in that song.
Yeah. And I'm probably gonna give Achilles' Last Stand to what's that guy's name? I forgot my own character's name. What? Yo, why did I forget? Yo, what's the cop's name? Oh, Barney. Yeah, that's what it is. Barney. Yeah.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, Barney.
Some of your other influences, like why did you name the character Barney? Where's that from?
Half-Life.
Yeah, that's a Half-Life influence, huh?
All my characters' names are gonna be like video game characters' names. So I'll give it to you. So Jack is Jack the Ripper from Metal Gear,
Yeah.
aka Raiden, but Jack is his real name, so that's why I named it that.
Yep.
Adrian and Barney are two Half-Life references.
Yes,
which
they are.
I do not intend are. But Adrian is Adrian Shepard from Half-Life Opposing Force, and then Barney is Barney from Half-Life and Half-Life
Blue Shift. Yeah.
And then Gregor is actually Gregor from Limbus Company. The guy with the, if you search him up, he has like a cockroach arm. Yeah, that's why most of the time. So his power is like morphing his, I think his right arm to anything he wants, and usually it's in a cockroach arm because he's based off of Gregor.
Right.
And to explain why he has the real me for his distortion form is because when he uses the distortion form, he turns into like, I don't know, like he kind of looks more bug-like. And since he uses that arm a lot, I'm like, maybe he could like, maybe it's like the real me. Like this is how he wants to be. I don't know, maybe something like that. Because I don't know if there's any like songs I do that talk about like bugs. So I don't know. If there was, I'd definitely give that to Gregor. But
it's hard for me to pick a Who song. By the way, Nova's a major Who fan. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to pick a Who song as my favorite one, because god, they're so good. But if I were gonna have to pick a favorite, The Real Me would probably be right up there.
Yeah. No, dude, the bass in that song is just... The bass and drums are just so good in that song.
Yeah, it's a bass solo from beginning to end. So,
yeah.
And it was a bass solo from beginning to end before a lot of bass players were doing that. So Entwistle was just blazing the trail for that whole thing. Yeah, it was just incredible.
Yeah.
But, Daltrey's voice in that, too, is just... Good lord.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this other character. So before I even came up with the idea of distortions, yeah, I know The Trooper by Iron Maiden is such an overrated song, but it's just like, I can't like skip out on the opportunity to not make that a power. So before I even made distortions, I already made that a power. So I'm like, what I could do for a distortion then?
Yeah. Please don't pass that one over, son. What Kaachee's referring to is The Trooper from Iron Maiden is an awesome song, but it is often treated like that's the only song that they've ever done, because that gets just overplayed so much. So if you mention Iron Maiden, the first thing somebody, oh, The Trooper, oh, I love The Trooper, man. Oh, I know how to play The Trooper. Let me play the intro for The Trooper for you. And it's like, they've done more songs than that one song. It's a great song, but it kind of gets a little shade because it's just the only song the hipsters will refer to, and it's like, there are so many other really good songs, they didn't Iron just Maiden. Have one good song.
No, Iron Maiden, like, probably my favorite band of all time, to be honest. Like, oh my god. It's just so good.
Yeah, The Prisoner is just, the drums at the beginning of that are just...
Yeah. It's why I literally gave Jack that song, because it's just like one of my favorite songs of all time. It's like, might as well give the main character one of my favorite songs. So yeah.
Yeah, and then Where Eagles Dare, right? The drums in Where Eagles Dare is just...
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe for that person who has the Trooper, I might give her like... I'm thinking like maybe Got the Time by Anthrax. I was thinking about that. Like, maybe I could do that song. So, that's on the table. I'm not sure. I might change it, though. But that's... Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep for now.
Yeah, it's cool because in those two songs, you have the best example of drumming from each of the two prime drummers for Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that fifth member I was talking about, that's who I was talking about. The person with the Trooper as their power, yeah, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, she's probably going to be the fifth member, but I'm still like, maybe. I'm not sure though.
All right.
I might just keep the four because, I really like this. I'm really liking this right now, so it's like... Yeah,
like The Prisoner features... Clive Burr off of the Number of the Beast album. And then Eagles Dare, of course, is, the debut of Nico McBrain, which is...
Yeah, definitely a really good first impression, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then next I'm gonna do Stranger Than Fiction. So the main villain, he's gonna have his distortion is gonna be called Stranger Than Fiction. By the way, yeah, that's the Bad Religion. Bad Religion, yeah.
So Bad Religion is probably not a very internationally well-known band, although they do play internationally. They tour internationally a lot. But they're more considered around here in Los Angeles as local heroes here, and they are like the #1 punk band that like all the other punk rock bands look to. Yeah, Bad Religion with Dr. Greg Graffin, their singer is just, they're incredible. I didn't know anything of them really until I moved out here in 2000, and on K-Rock out here, back when there used to be a K-Rock. K-Rock out here played Sorrow off of Process of Belief, and I heard that over the radio, and I'm like, man, I've got to check these guys out. I got to see who these guys are and what they're all about, and I was hooked ever since. So,
yeah,
haven't got to see them play live yet, but I'm thinking of bringing Kaachee one of their next shows. I might bring them over there. We'll see.
Yeah, but like, I just chose Stranger Than Fiction since his power is something to do with books. I'm still not like fully sure on what I want to do, but my current idea is that he steals people's powers and put them into books, and Stranger Than Fiction, fiction books.
Yeah, that's a good use of that one. Yeah, that's a good reference. Again, Bad Religion has so many cool song titles, right? I mean,
yeah, I originally was gonna do Diaries of Madman, but yeah, you said that, and I think it would be cooler if we did Bad Religion, because then it's like showing more people like cool music, because like, people know Ozzy, so
yeah, like we were saying, like Incomplete off of the Stranger Than Fiction album. Yeah, Incomplete is just, good lord.
I might do Inner Logic too. That's a
Inner Logic is a really good one to use. Yeah.
Yeah. I might like look into Judas Priest a little more, because I know there's some JoJo references to Judas Priest, so I'm thinking about like maybe I should do one. I should do a Judas Priest.
So my older brother, Kaachee's uncle, my older brother, he was into that first generation metal with Judas Priest, and Judas Priest was his band. And I, his younger brother, I was into Iron Maiden, which is, considered second generation of metal, right? And so Kaachee and I were talking about Iron Maiden, and it occurred to me, I was thinking, I think we were talking about the chords that were being used.
Yeah, and The Prisoner, yeah.
Yeah, and how they got that shimmering sound. And then I said to him, then I showed him, I said, oh, by the way, that idea they got how to use those chords that way with those tones and those voicing, they got that from these guys. And so I dropped some Judas Priest on them and let him know where that influence came from. And so I told my older brother about it later, and he was freaking out.
Yeah. No, I like Judas Priest so far. It's good, yes.
Good stuff.
Judas Priest is good, yes. Yeah, I think I might also do Who's Behind the Door by Zebra. I think that would be a cool.
Yeah, Zebra is considered a one-hit wonder, even though they had 2 other songs that did get airplay. But that Who's Behind the Door song is just...
Yeah, that's why I just like the song so much. Like I got. Yeah, because I remember when I was little, you used to play that in the car a lot, and I never remembered the name of the song until like a couple of days ago you were playing it. I'm like, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those songs. That's one of those songs that makes me wish, makes me consider playing drums when I hear Who's Behind the Door. It's like,
That second part is just so good. Yeah.
Yeah, where it breaks into that long outro. Yeah. Yeah, that song's incredible. That really is. Like I often say, son, you know, if I could just write one song like that one, that's enough, right? You can call it a life after that.
Yeah.
All right, Kachi, let us stop. Let's do a 3-minute ad break, and then we will be right back. We'll run some ads. We'll be right back. Okay, and welcome back. Kaachee has to get his dinner. Let's see here. All right, let me switch the display back over. Oh, let me get some sound for Kaachee too. Let's do that. There he is.
Literally, just got rice, peanuts, and bamboo shoots.
Not only eating on stream, but with his mouth full too.
Sorry.
Son.
Hey.
All right, so are we continuing to do art, son?
Yeah, this is the progress we have so far.
Okay, let me switch over to your screen. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, so this is the progress we have so far. Yeah, so we got Jack, Barney, and Adrian. Yeah, I keep on blanking on Barney's name for some reason.
Okay, hey, son, why don't you talk a little bit about your art style? Because your art style
okay.
isn't really going for the ultra realism and stuff, right?
Yeah. So basically, I don't really know how to describe my art style.
Well, why don't
It's
you
like,
why don't you describe it in terms like you usually do, like the evolution of it, like what was your first influence, and then the influences that followed, and how you arrived to like drawing like this now.
okay. Yeah, I have to do some representation here, but I used to, but the first thing that ever got me to start like really like actually drawing, like other than just like being a kid and drawing for fun, you know, like actually drawing, was Dogman. So Dogman was the first thing I loved so much that it made me start drawing. So my first character, you know, his name is my real life name, so that's why I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is how I used to draw characters. No, I did not do chicken scratching. If I did not do chicken scratching, it would look really bad like how it used to. But that's the fun of it, you know.
All right, and I'm gonna give you folks a little background on Dogman in case they don't know. Over here in the U.S., there's an artist, Dave Pilkey, and he draws the children's books, illustrated books, the Dogman books, and he also he also does Captain Underpants, for which he's probably a little bit more well known. But Dogman has really come up, and so Dogman has risen in popularity. In fact, there was a movie about, was that 2 years ago, son, that Dogman came out?
That was like last year.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm older, so time is passing differently for me. I think 2 years is recent, right? So, no, it was only last year that the Dogman movie came out. The Dogman movie was excellent, by the way. If you're a Dogman fan, then the movie is just an extension of the books, just like you would expect it to be. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's like the compilation of the first three.
Yeah, and just so faithfully done, right? Because, you know, the artist Dave Pilkey, right? The author artist Dave Pilkey, you know, was involved a lot in the production and stuff. So,
yeah.
But Kaachee got to meet him when he was a little dude.
Yeah, we have pictures.
Yeah, he was doing a book signing, so I brought Kaachee over there when you were like, what, 5 or something?
No, I was probably like 7 or something. I was really little though. Like I was like up to your like stomach, but it was crazy. And now I'm like taller than you, so.
So your first influence was drawing like Dave Pilkey. So Dave Pilkey purposely draws like a little kid, like he used to, when he drew his like little comic books in school, and then he just maintained that art style, that really innocent kind of art style. So Kachi, could have gone that direction, like, and to try to get like the ultra realism and stuff, but he wanted to stay in that Dave Pilkey kind of style, right?
I kept this for 2 years. I was too scared to do human anatomy, so I just kept this for like a couple of years. But during that, I started to get back into Dragon Ball since, Biggie used to play Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi on the Xbox in the living room like all the time. So like
Yes,
that was my first exposure to Dragon Ball. And I started to get back into it. I think like during COVID. So then I made a version of my character without the suit on where he had like some haircut. I forgot exactly how to do it. It's like something like that. And he had like a smiley face like this. And like he had a gi like Goku, except it was green and black. Like
Yep.
my dojo gi, because I go to the dojo, so it's like, ooh, I also do martial arts, so might as well base off of my gi. And he had a Z, like, because there are
Dojo's
Ultimate called
logo
Art.
has a Z on it. Yeah.
There's a Z on it, so I'm like, ooh, that's like cool. And like, Dragon Ball Z, so
Yep.
yeah, that's kind of how my character
Dual
used to
reference. Yeah. So you still kept some of the Dave Pilkey stuff, but it kind of morphed into Akira Toriyama a little bit, right? You started to
And then,
incorporate some of the Toriyama Dragon Ball stuff into it.
yeah, and then I think when I was before 7th grade, the summer before 7th grade is when I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot. So I know it's specifically what I drew. It was this Art of Ultra Instinct Goku from Dragon Ball Legends. That was the first thing I drew, and I showed it to Biggie, and he's like, yeah, that looks good. So I'm like, I got this. So I started drawing humanoid characters, and the first thing I started doing was actually drawing the dummy defense characters. So I wouldn't do circles like this and then go off of that. I just used to just like go off like this, just with one line. Like that. I don't even know if I used to do chicken scratching. I don't know when I picked that up. I got that at some point, but I forgot when.
Yeah, rough sketching. Yeah.
Yeah, but my characters used to be so buff. Like, I don't know if I could even draw that anymore. But like, dude, they were bulked up. Like, holy crap.
So
If you search up an image of Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Majin Buu Saga,
With
that
their
is
neck.
what my characters used to look like. Yeah, their necks are like this big, dude. It's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, the minimum neck width, the minimum neck circumference is the size of the skull. The minimum. So dummy. When Kachi speaks of dummy defense, that was the game that he was designing in Roblox. So when he's talking about characters, he's talking about characters from that game. Yeah.
And then when I started redrawing my comics for the first character I made, this guy. So what I would do is most of it would be in the chibi art style. So I consider this my chibi art style. And then sometimes it would get like serious. Like he would go into like the more more accurate to the human anatomy.
Right.
Like that. So that's how my art style went from chibi to like kind of like normal human anatomy.
Right. And so the chibi art style comes from Japanese manga, right? Where you'll have their serious looking style of artwork. But then when they do like these silly little insets, they do these very, very toony looking little versions of the same character. And those are called chibi arts, right? And so, so that's what Kachi is referring to there, right?
Now, my character's eyes didn't always used to look like this. This is actually what they used to look like, actually. So, yeah, I'd have the head, and I'm just gonna draw my Roblox avatar. So, he has like the weird hat helmet thing. But yeah, this is how I actually used to draw my characters. Like exactly like this. Exactly.
Now, from where did you get that influence for drawing faces like that?
So, since they're Roblox characters, I used to play this game called Tower Blitz. And this was actually the original Roblox face, but they used that in the game, so I just did that. Exactly.
So you were drawing your faces based on the standard Roblox face, right?
Yeah, and then like if I wanted to make him angry, I'd give him like lines over the eyes, like.
Yeah. The furrowed brow, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get out of that eye because I didn't like drawing realistic eyes, but the current eyes I had just like weren't good for making expressions, where then this came up. These eyes, that's when I made them. That was only like a couple months ago actually.
Yeah, I remember you making that shift because you were struggling with the expressions, or you're like, I need a new eye style. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually was considering at one point doing like a Dragon Ball type eye. So I'm really good at drawing Dragon Ball characters. Like that's the one art style I can mimic like completely accurately. So like I can't do it without reference, but if I have reference, I can do exactly the Akira Toriyama art style. But yeah, I was just planning to do something like Dragon Ball for my characters' faces. But then I'm like, I kind of miss that like those silly looking eyes. So I'm like, I'm thinking about it, and actually, I realized my main reference now was the helmet faces. So in Helmet, they have these different face expressions that you can change the eyes for, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, that's definitely what I based it off of, because it's so similar. It's just like the default Roblox face, which is like, I'll see if I can draw it. It's something like that, but they change it so you can like you have like the two eyes and stuff like this, and you can change the mouse. So that's where I got this from, and it's also slightly based off of Limbus Company's art style, because the way I got that, like I don't know how to describe it, the two lines like above and below the eye itself,
The iris, yeah.
like that. Yeah, iris. I don't have eyebrows, as you can see. Like, I don't have eyebrows like this, but Limbus Company does. But the idea of the eyelids I got from Limbus Company. And you can see, like, they have the little face details, like, here. That's from JoJo's. Because, like, JoJo characters, they have, like, especially Part 3, like, they have the weird cheek thing that goes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of took inspiration. Also, Dragon Ball characters kind of have that.
Yeah, the face contours, yeah.
It's like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a weird mix between Roblox and anime. That's how I. And if you're wondering why, it's also because I modeled these characters in Roblox Studio, and that's how I got the character design for these guys.
Yeah. So just the Roblox look, that Roblox aesthetic has also worked its way in there. So.
I'll load it up.
So Kaachee has been, enrolled in, a number of art courses and art schools, and he's currently in a very, very renowned art school here in Southern California. But Kaachee's teachers are often frustrated that he's very stubborn about sticking with his style, and they would like him to branch out into other kinds of styles, and he's very stubborn about sticking to this one. So there's always some contention.
So here's 3D models of my characters.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I even posed it and everything in Roblox Studio.
Yep.
So I could be like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. See, I made them all here. These are the exact ones I made. We got Jack, we got Gregor, we got Barney, we got Adrian. Yeah, I have no idea what this guy's name is, so I named he's a guy who has the Red Baron, by the way. So this is who that is.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him like you know how like the pilots have that like mask on their face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And this is the trooper. This is the person who has the trooper.
Cool.
So yeah. And then this is the guy who has Stranger Than Fiction, Snake. Which if you play Metal Gear, you're like, yeah, that's literally just like Snake, like Solid Snake. Yeah, it is. So we got 2 Metal Gear references, 2 Half-Life references, one Limbus Company reference. And actually, I used to play this game called Yokai Watch. I loved Yokai Watch. That was like everything.
Yeah.
I still love it, but it's just like they don't really. It's kind of like really niche, so they stopped making games.
Yeah, I would say that Guga was more Pokemon and you were more Yokai. Yokai Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the main protagonist, Nate, he was the male option. So like usually like games like Pokemon, you could either be a guy or a girl. And in this case, Yokai Watch was always, except for Yokai Watch 3, it was Nate and Katie. So I'm like, what name can I give this person? I'm like, okay, Katie. So even though that does not give her vibe at all, like her personality is nothing like how it sounds, so. Yeah, but yeah. I'm also working on Blender model for this guy, so it's more accurate. Here, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, so Kaachee will often go back and forth with his modeling between Roblox Studio and Blender. And in fact, nowadays, I think you model mostly into Blender, right? And then just import it into Roblox Studio.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the current progress I have on it. Tyler, I can. Oh, what? What the heck? Okay, I did not mean to do that. I think I was. Yeah, okay, I was looking for that.
There it is.
See, I can make him smile.
Yeah, so you get the mouth animation a little bit there, yeah.
Yeah, this is from exactly a flat angle. This is what it looks like actually in 3D. So, flat, 3D. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember you and your teacher working on this. Yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, you can see it's just like exactly like how I wanted it to be, which is so nice.
It is like a perfect 3D representation of your 2D drawings. It's really well done.
Dude, you don't know how freaking hard it is to make 3D into 2D. Oh my god! Like,
oh no,
like getting it to like.
Your Bubba definitely knows how hard that is, son. Yeah. Maybe some of the viewers don't, but I do. Remember, I did a lot of that, especially in the 90s.
But you don't know how hard it was to get this headset to look good in every angle.
Oh yeah.
My god.
No, I can imagine.
Because when I draw the headset, here I have an annotate tool. One angle, it looks like, this.
Yep.
And then the other angle, it looks like that. And like, if you're looking at it from like this angle, like it looked weird. So that's why
right.
And same with the head too. Like you got
no,
the
that
head.
visual spatial ability is, yeah. I have a lot of experience in that because remember I showed you my drafting book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I used to do architectural and machine drafting, and that's all about taking 3D projections and representing them on a 2D plane, and then vice versa, going back and forth. And then I told you I took that projective geometry course as part of my math degree. And I learned from that master, right? And we learned all the math behind that about perspective drawing and projecting things onto planes and from planes out into 3D. Wow. It's really cool. He used to say, yours truly got an A in that course. In fact, if he didn't pass away 2 weeks after me meeting him, I definitely would have done my graduate work as his protege, and I was being asked to teach that course. So, which I had to turn down, which was kind of sad, but that's what I would have loved to have done if I stayed at university and instead of teaching high school, gone on to be a university professor. But I was too old to be a university professor, so. But anyways.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, here. Imagine how much aura you would get from having this as a profile picture. I'm just kidding.
There's probably some people out there who have the Queen 2 album as a profile.
Oh, I'm
picture.
sure. I'm sure. Yeah, that's just way too iconic.
Yeah, like when I think of like iconic album covers, I definitely think of this one. Like, oh my god.
And if you think about it, it's pretty simple, right? With the photography, I mean, there's probably some pretty tricky lighting to do and everything, but compositionally, it's not that complicated. It's just sometimes awesomeness is kind of simple, right?
Yeah, like where Eagles there, that break part where it's literally just like 3 chords. Like that's the coolest thing ever, man.
Yep. A lot of Iron Maiden is a lot simpler than it sounds when it first passes over your ears. You know, I'm finding that now that I'm using guitar a lot more and I'm learning a little bit more about guitar, it's a lot easier than I think it is. And not just Iron Maiden, but I just think guitar in general is a lot easier than, because, you know, for the viewers, if they don't know, I play bass. I don't play guitar.
Yeah.
But I've been picking up guitar lately just because I want to write songs. And so, yeah, I don't have any aspirations of being a guitar player. I just want to know enough guitar so I can write good songs. But I'm often finding that guitar is way easier than I thought it was. But I can say that because I have like 30 years of playing bass, and there's a lot of transferable skills, right? So I think if you're just, you know, just starting off as a musician and you don't have any other musical experience at all, guitar is actually a very hard instrument to play because technique-wise, it's so technique heavy, right? So you have both the theory and the technique to learn, right? And the technique is pretty tough.
Well, where Eagles there, it's just like the riffs are really easy to play. It's just like it's so I just started playing guitar. I suck, and I can almost play, not at the speed, but like I can almost play like that easy.
Yeah, and you've only been doing guitar for like about a year, and you just mess around with it in your spare time, which is not a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, Where Eagles There probably wants to make me play drums the most out of any song ever. That song is... Or Prisoner. That's also the song that makes me want to play drums.
Yeah, so Kaachee and I will often talk about this on the car commuting back from school. And there's, you know, we have favorite bands and favorite songs and favorite performances and everything, but you know, there are songs or parts of songs that make us want to play different instruments, that make us consider different instruments. Like I said, Zebra's Who's Behind the Door is probably the one song that would make me consider playing drums. Even though there's plenty of songs I love the drums in them, like, you know, without even getting into things like Rush and, you know, Jeff Porcaro and stuff like that, right? Without even getting into that stuff, right? But when I listen to like Zebra's Who's Behind the Door, it's just the drum sounds so fun in that song, like that I want to try to play drums listening to that. You know, that makes me want to play drums. As far as guitar is concerned, it's probably Tom Scholz's solo. It's not probably, it's definitely Tom Scholz's solo in Boston's Foreplay Long Time.
Yeah, that's such a cool...
When I hear that solo, that's my favorite guitar solo. There's guitar solos that can be argued to be better than that. There's so many brilliant guitar players, so many brilliant solos, right? But that solo is like the most fun. Like when I hear that, that makes me want to learn guitar, right? That makes me consider learning guitar. It's like, yeah, if I wasn't, so into bass, I might consider that.
Yeah, it's like the song that makes me want to play keyboards is definitely Highway Star. Like,
Yep. I agree.
Keyboards in that song are so good.
John
It is
Lord
just
is
Deep Purple
the
in
man
general.
for keyboards.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody like John Lord.
Yeah, I probably would make Highway Star a power. It's just like, JoJo's already did that, and I don't want to rip it off more than I already did.
Have, yeah. All right, so you've got Barney, you've got Jack, you've got Adrian, and now Gregor's coming in the back there now.
Yeah. What's your favorite album cover of all time?
Oh, God. Son, you're killing me with these.
Or like one of them. Or maybe just like top 5 if you have a top 5.
See, this is the downside of being 61 years old and just knowing thousands of album covers.
Yeah.
Some of Roger Dean's stuff from for the Yes albums are really, really spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Like Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast is pretty good. That's a pretty cool album cover. I think of ELO's Out of the Blue is a good one.
Ooh, now, yeah.
Yeah, the artwork on that whole double album set is just. And then some of Earth, Wind, and Fire's album covers are just crazy.
Yeah.
And often, old folks like myself, who were brought up on vinyl and albums, that's one of the things that we miss the most about that medium. Is because when you bought an album, you also had the jacket and the dust covers, and they would often open up and they would have all this album art in there and stuff. It was really cool. Like Zeppelin had some really cool album covers.
No, I was thinking I might do some video game ones, but it might be hard because it's like they're really set on just the game. Like you need to know the game for the context. Like most of the songs I do, other than Iron Maiden, because Iron Maiden, like almost every song is based off of something. But like most songs are just like talking about just like stuff. So it's like you can get it, but like if you're like making a video game, like if it's a video game song, like you gotta like kind of know the.
Oh, as far as
like,
yeah, video game like OSTs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the non-video game stuff is more relatable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but like Iron Maiden, that kind of contradicts my claim, but still, because I use it, so. Yeah, like the prisoner is like Jack's distortion being the prisoner is 2 references actually, not just the song "The Prisoner," but also the show that they based it off of too. So. Yeah.
Okay, Kaachee, we are coming up on the end of the stream.
Okay. Just.
So we're getting your fourth character in there. That's where we can leave off, right about there.
Yeah, I just want to finish coloring in the gray here for him.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I said we're almost there. You know, you can certainly, end it whenever you want. So.
Yeah, I might do more of these where it's just like an album cover but replaced with my characters.
Yeah, I really enjoy these streams, son.
Which one do you think I should do next?
Again, there's so many thousands that are just roaring through my head right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Quadrophenia is a really cool album cover, but his back is kind of turned. But you do have the four faces in the mirrors, but they're really small. So
No, I think that would be cool. Yeah, that one just completely flew past my head. I
Didn't even get that.
yeah, it's such a cool album cover though. But like I said, it depends on how much you want people to see, because they're not going to be able to see much of the faces in that one, right?
Yeah.
But we can talk about it. We can talk about it on the ride back tomorrow from school.
Okay.
That'll also give me some time to think and sort, because like I said, I have thousands of albums running through my head. So
Ooh, I could do Stranger Than Fiction. That could be a cool album.
yeah,
cover.
you could.
I could also do. Oh, I just had it. Oh, yeah. Maybe I could do something like Number of the Beast.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I might do like. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well,
I'll finish this up, and by next stream, I hopefully will have this done. Hopefully.
all right. We can take next stream off of this one. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was that.
all right. Hey Kaachee, thank you so much for this stream, man. This was a really fun one.
Yeah.
Now go eat your dinner.
I already finished it, but
We'll go have some more.
I need more. I'm like really hungry. So.
All right. Growing lad there. There he is. All right, son. I'm going to sign off.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Let's do that. And let's do that. Switch back over to the camp scene right over here. Alrighty, I see Kumakwa is streaming right now, so I'm going to raid out to Kuma. And in the chat right up there, you should be able to see the raid message. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you would care to join us on our raid over to Kumakwa. And I always encourage the viewers, to join us along on these raids, even if you can't stay for the entire stream. If you could just drop in and just say hi, and if you feel so inclined, a follow, some bits, some subs, that would be really, really cool. Let's set up the raid itself. There we go. Let's see. And there it is. So we have the raid for Kumakwa is now counting down. Family-friendly viewers, just be reminded that Kumakwa stream is intended for mature audiences. There's a little language and shenanigans in there and whatnot, but he's a lot of fun. It's a super cool stream, And we have a lot of shared community. He's friends with a lot of buffoons in there, so chances are there'll be folks in there that you know. Just remember that we do this Kaachee Time stream every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Wednesday. That'll be from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That'll be Generations. And we should be in the Baby Zombie Rush creative world and doing some very, very cool stuff in there. Yeah, we got some command block stuff coming up there, and yeah. So continuing on with that. And then the stream after that, of course, will be Buffooncraft SMP. That will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there's some talk that we're updating to the Copper Age update. So when that will happen, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it's on the books. So looking forward to that. And also be reminded that it is October. Yes, my favorite month, October. Will be, so that means a new redeem. So a new redeem in the works. So I'll probably be premiering that on Wednesday. Anyways, rating out to Kamakwa now. Thank you everybody for showing up. It was a lot of fun. Bye for now.